But you have to enjoy your lap around the theater because you're not going to be booking any other work in any time. Enjoy Wildin' Out. You won't even make it to Dub Comedy Jam, honey.
I want to get my breath done. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody tell me, no, you're fine how you are. You're perfect. Leave me alone. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's my body. Guess what? My body. So I was like, oh, I want to do it.
Azealia Banks recently came out to reveal that DC Young Fly was complicit in the death of Miss Jackie O, his baby mama. The tea that Azealia is attempting to spill is, to put it mildly, outrageous. So it appears that her feud with DC Young Fly is far from ended. Even though Azealia is known for being quite untidy, this may be the most bizarre thing she has done in a very long time. Is Azealia fabricating drama to retaliate against DC for their small feud? Or did DC actually compel Jackie O to get surgery? Let us dissect it. 2 years have passed after Jackie O's untimely death, so why is Azealia attempting to revive the controversy now? You would think that she would have said it when Jackie initially passed away if she had any actual dirt. Would not she? However, we all know that Azealia has a long memory and has a history of resting on dirt until the impact is as great as it can get. We should not be shocked that she is doing this now, I suppose. However, if you have been following her conflict with DC Young Fly, you are already aware that she has previously made remarks against Jackie O. Azealia's ugly self posted some extremely rude and upsetting things on Instagram a few hours after Jackie's death. She stated in the post that Jackie O's death was due to karma, as DC had made fun of her on a Wildin' Out episode and had wounded her sentiments. As if. Accordingly, she wrote, "In classic Azealia manner, DC Young Fly spent years disguising his own deeply rooted hatred of himself as jokes pointed at women's beauty, projecting his own feelings about his own ugliness onto women, perfectly securing their skin. Say what you want about my tears. They were pure tears of rage, and not at all a sign of weakness, because in the end, I won. Unhappy, I cried and moved on. That Jackie O girl must have been so deeply insecure about herself." She did not stop at bringing up the old Wildin' Out remark because Azealia is Azealia. She connected it to Jackie O's passing and went completely to the left. She also claims that Jackie's death was actually caused by DC's small jab from 5 years ago. Talk about having delusions. Then she slammed this crazy line into everyone, and ironically, dead at 32, exactly on my 32nd birthday, May 31st, 2023 inches, Miami, Florida. You guys are going to learn to stop effing with me. You are already aware that Azealia referred to herself as a witch if you have followed her over the years, referring to various forms of magical demonic energy, rituals, and spells. Therefore, it was not simply her being petty when she said that. In essence, it was her implying that she was involved. To put this all in perspective, it all began in 2018 when Azealia appeared on Wildin' Out. She made a mistake on her program and participated in a segment titled So Petty. The game is all about roasting and going for the throat with the jokes. As any fan of the show knows, no one is exempt. Everyone is a target. DC also had to make fun of Nick Cannon. He made the decision to turn it around and pull Azealia along with it. Nevertheless, given that she and Nick were on the same team, is quite typical for the show.
Boy, Nick Cannon is so petty!
How petty is he?
He couldn't get Carter B, so he got Azealia.
She attempted to clap back at him in a sample that I am going to show you, so it is not like she just stood there and took it. Look at it.
But you have to enjoy your lap around the theater because you're not going to be booking any other work in any time. Enjoy Wildin' Out. You won't even make it to Dub Comedy Jam, honey.
Desi, however, took another stab at her and essentially devoured her.
This is the ceiling.
You need to
for
find your dentist. How you take your goddamn braces off but you cut the little middle part? Stupid girl.
Azealia was so enraged by that she harbored a 5-year resentment toward him for causing her to cry so much that she openly celebrated the death of his companion. Fans at the time made fun of her for Phil's remarks, which included Azealia Banks is sick. Speaking of somebody's deceased partner because you got your feelings hurt on a stage show 4 years ago is very low. Azealia Banks further proved why no one F's with her. That is vile and evil to say. How do you rejoice about someone's death because their comedian partner made you upset? Disgusting. And Azealia Banks is the the scum of the earth and talks all this ish about everyone else, but the time she finally met her match, she couldn't take it and held a childish grudge for 5 years to the point she's laughing at someone, dying. Yeah, she's evil. Well, Azealia then tried to defend herself, saying, "I don't think anyone gets how much the press from that episode derailed the success of Anna Wintour. I came to sing my song and go home, and only at the request of my label. That thorn in my side is finally out. No way in hell I was blessed with this many gifts, this much talent, and beauty to be a cultural punching bag for a cast of peons who wouldn't have a pot to piss in if they didn't have a court of social media addicts to gesture for. I do this in real life, D-lookers." Her subsequent remark was even more outrageous than her initial one. She openly accused Modesty of making fun of her on Wilder, which resulted in her single Anna Wintour failing because, in her opinion, the one joke not only damaged her self-esteem, but also ruined the entire release of her song. She attempted to blame DC when it was not just about her embarrassment on television. Azealia has a long memory, and it appears that she has been allowing her animosity to develop because DC did not reply at the time. In her mind, he was the one who ruined one of her best attempts at a hit song. Azealia is now asserting that Jackie O's surgery was first required because DC supposedly insisted on talking about her body and whining about it. You see, Azealia did not only come up with a smokescreen because she claimed to have receipts. After Jackie gave birth to their children, DC made some remarks about her in this particular video, stating that she appeared strange.
Used to look like 6th grade
Really?
pizza. It used to look like middle school pizza. Middle school cafeteria pizza.
He made it quite clear that he was sort of dodging the topic when she questioned if he enjoyed her the way they were.
So you like them still, though?
Huh?
Did you like them still?
My phone. Fine.
However, Jackie O also disclosed that some of her friends had advised her against having the procedure. However, she ignored them.
I want to get my breasts done. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody told me, no, you're fine, you are, you're perfect. Leave me alone. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's my body. Guess what? My body. So I was like, no, I want to do it.
Jackie did not listen, according to Azealia, because DC was pressuring her to alter her appearance because he no longer found her attractive. Azealia also implied that DC was allegedly threatening to cheat on Jackie, which is what ultimately compelled her to have the surgery, even though everyone else had warned her not to. It is very unfortunate since this could have been prevented. Following her death, people began blaming Miami Dr. Zach Oka, and other information surfaced that cast the entire incident in a suspicious light. As it happened, this operation was not your typical surgery. In reality, Jackie and Dr. Zach were intended to work together, with Jackie agreeing to pay for the operation in exchange for promoting him on social media. However, Dr. Zach even shared her writing on Instagram, "Getting ready for my mommy makeover with Dr. Zach. Stay tuned to my YouTube for the full reveal." However, when she unexpectedly passed away, things took a turn for the worst. Soon after, everyone's attention was on Dr. Zach, and the more they investigated him, the more warning signs appeared and his reputation. One of the first significant things that people observed about quickly was that Dr. Zach was not precisely a board-certified physician. He was what's called board eligible, and that basically means a physician has completed their residency and in a specialty or a subspecialty, but hasn't passed the official board exam yet either because they haven't taken it or they failed it. And for most people, this raised serious questions about his credibility, whether he was fully or really qualified to perform those kinds of procedures. Dr. Zach abruptly deleting the joint Instagram post he had shared with Jackie prior to the procedure further soured the situation. Naturally, suspicions started to go like wildfire as people began to speculate that it was an attempt to hide something. When the police declared they were starting an inquiry, the situation had gotten considerably worse, turning this matter into a full-fledged controversy from an already ugly story.
Police tell us they and the medical examiner's office are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death, and the case is in its preliminary stage.
And because the case never truly progressed, it was eventually dropped. The drama did not stop there, though. In a social media message, Dr. Zach discussed his facility's cleanliness, world-class quality, and other features. He stated, "To all my past, current, and prospective clients, PH1 Miami remains devoted to the highest quality medical care. All aesthetic procedures are performed in a hygienically safe environment to universally recognized medical standards. I am relentlessly committed to advancing techniques in the realm of plastic surgery." He continued, "Most importantly, my staff and I ensure that each patient is vetted, prepped, and treated according to their individual patient history prior to any surgery. Our mission is to help our students achieve the best possible results in the safest and most medically appropriate way possible." Dr. Zach Oka. However, it did not end there. Since Jackie reportedly passed away in agony, Azealia also claimed that DC was solely to blame. Jackie had come into Miami expressly to have the surgery, which was performed on May 30th. According to TMZ, she was told to cease taking the anti-nausea drug and replace it with ibuprofen during the appointment. According to TMZ, in the series of events that followed, what appeared to be a normal change turned out to be crucial. By that same day's evening, things had gotten worse because Jackie began to feel her head was burning and began to have difficulty speaking, and Jackie was with her aunt, who called 911, but Jackie went unresponsive before they arrived, and she was pronounced dead at the hospital at 11 p.m. Even though this is an extremely sad and unfortunate scenario, Azealia is not acting like an island. Rumor has it that she is urging the police to reopen the investigation into her death, but to treat it as a murder investigation with DC Youngfly as the prime suspect because, in Azalea's opinion, he forced Jackie to have the mommy makeover surgery, which is why she died. Given Azalea's disgusting nature, we are sure to hear more about this. Will DC finally step in to check Azealia and put her in her proper place, or is she just plain disgusting? In any case, this drama is far from over, so stay tuned.